Welcome back, fight fans. Welcome back. Let's just dig right into it, and we're just going to break it down honestly and unbiasedly. The top 3 reasons why Terence Bud Crawford beats Errol Spence Jr. And we're just going to dig right into it. The third reason why Terence Bud Crawford, number 3, while he would beat Errol Spence Jr. is simply because of resumes. That's right. If you look at the resume and experience factor with Terence Crawford and Errol Spence Jr., Terence Bud Crawford has a more proven and established resume than Errol Spence Jr. And when you look at him fight for fight, you see better competition overall. And a lot of people are going to try to debate this, but we have to be honest and unbiased when we analyze it. You look at Errol Spence Jr.'s biggest win where he won the belt against Kell Brook. Kell Brook was coming off a knockout loss, was weight drained. He's not an elite level fighter. He was not the Special K that people came to know. So Kell Brook was a diminished version of himself. And, it took Errol Spence Jr. 11 rounds to get him out of there. And this is a Kell Brook who's only stopped because of an eye injury. And, people like to say, well, he broke his eye. Who else eye did Errol Spence Jr. break? No one. Because Triple G damaged his entire face. And therefore, when he fought Errol Spence Jr., his bones were already in a weakened state. At the end of the day, you have fanboys that'll defend this, but they can't explain why Errol Spence Jr. has broken no one else's bones. They can't explain why Kell Brook had no devastating injuries before the Triple G fight, but after the Triple G fight, he's been susceptible to different injuries. He's been susceptible to looking horrendous. Kell Brook is not the same fighter since when he fought Triple G. Errol Spence Jr. He looked terrible in the first 6 rounds of the Kell Brook fight. Kell Brook arguably won those first 6 rounds. You have to analyze it honestly and unbiasedly. You look at Terence Bud Crawford. If you look at Jose Benavidez is a very good fighter. People say, oh, he was a one-leg guy. He was coming off of knockout wins. So he showed no traces or issues coming into this fight of an injury or anything like that. I truly believe if you look at Jose Benavidez, his style, he's a counter puncher, wait for you to come in and, to shoot your shots before he gets you. I think that Jose Benavidez with his skill set, with his power, would beat a guy like Kell Brook. I know he would beat I know he would beat Chris Algieri. We already know that Chris Algieri is a tomato can. If you look at Jose Benavidez, we already know that he would beat Lamont Peterson. Look at Lamont Peterson, a C-level fighter. Jose Benavidez is better than Lamont Peterson. He's better than Chris Algieri. And if you say he's not better than Kell Brook, but a diminished Kell Brook, come on. Jeff Horn gave Manny Pacquiao all the problems in the world. Some people feel like he didn't win the fight. Regardless of if you believe that, Jeff Horn beat Manny Pacquiao or not, you realize that he made Manny Pacquiao look in a way that Manny Pacquiao has rarely ever looked. And Manny Pacquiao is a Hall of Fame fighter. Manny Pacquiao is a fighter that still has a lot left in the tank. So for you to say that Jeff Horn is a tomato can or a scrub or something like that makes no sense, because Jeff Horn will beat 99% of the people on Errol Spence Jr.'s resume. And then you go to Mikey Garcia. Mikey Garcia is a guy moving up from 135. So Mikey Garcia was the guy that was daring to be great, not Errol Spence Jr. So at the end of the day, for you beating a small guy does not classify you and make your resume that much better. You have to beat someone from your own weight class to do that. And Terence Bud Crawford moved up, beat 2 undefeated fighters back to back, and became a world champion in his first fight at that weight. That's an accomplishment. That's a better resume. And we're not even going to get into the fact that he was undisputed prior. We're not even going to get into that at 140 pounds. Terence Bud Crawford is the more experienced fighter. He's the more polished fighter. And his resume is head and shoulders above Errol Spence Jr. We're going to get into the second reason why he undoubtedly beats Errol Spence Jr. If you look at Terence Bud Crawford and you look at Errol Spence Jr., and you realize that these guys, they're the best 2 welterweights right now as far as we know. So if we look at them and stack them up and we compare them apples to apple, we look at the second reason. And the second reason is Errol Spence Jr., as his power has been overrated. That's right. And so when you look at a guy, you look at you look at skills versus power. So the number 2 reason is his power is overrated, because if you look at Terence Bud Crawford's skills versus Errol Spence Jr.'s power, you see that is going to be the major problem. Errol Spence Jr.'s power is how he wins fights. Errol Spence Jr.'s power is how he's been successful as a welterweight, how he became a world champion, by brute force, by going in, man down, going through guys. This is what Errol Spence Jr. does. This is why he's, in the position that he's in right now. He stopped Lamont Peterson. He stopped Chris Algieri. He stopped Kell Brook. But the problem with that is his power is overrated, because everyone that he stopped has an asterisk by them. See, when he stopped Kell Brook had already been stopped. When he stopped Lamont Peterson had already been stopped. And then he fights a small Mikey and couldn't stop him. That is a problem. You can't tell me a guy throws over 1,000 shots and he's not trying to stop a guy. He was trying to look impressive. He was trying to stop Mikey. He simply couldn't. That's only a fanboy response when people say, oh, Errol Spence Jr. didn't try to stop Mikey. Yes, he did. He outboxed Mikey clearly and plain as day, and you give him all credit for that. But here's the problem. When what you do best is shoot power shots, and you can't even stop a guy moving up from 135, but you got everyone saying that, oh, he's going to stop Sean Porter, he's going to stop Keith Thurman, he's going to stop Terence Bud Crawford, but you couldn't stop small Mikey. You stopped a damaged Kell Brook, and you stopped a C-level at best Lamont Peterson. You stopped a D-level Chris Algieri. Let's not overrate guys. Let's not get to the point where, we're not being honest and unbiased. Because if Terence Bud Crawford would have stopped Chris Algieri and bragged about it, everyone would have said, well, why are we talking about a tomato can? You have to be honest when you analyze this. And the number 1 reason why Errol Spence Jr. will lose to Terence Bud Crawford is that Terence Bud Crawford has too many skills. He's an elite level boxer, an elite level fighter. He's a proven fighter. He's a proven boxer. He can switch to southpaw. He can do many different things in the ring, and he's the actual truth of the welterweight division. He's put on his boxing skills on display against bigger opponents, such as Jose Benavidez, such as Jeff Horn, and people said that these 2 guys, Terence Bud Crawford would struggle against. He wouldn't look good against. He's too small to be at welterweight. He would get stopped easily, and yet he handled 2 of the biggest welterweights out there, 2 guys who were undefeated, 2 guys who had come forward styles. And now you see a guy like Errol Spence Jr., whose power isn't what it was. You can see that he tried to revert to boxing against Mikey Garcia. That is going to fail against Terence Bud Crawford, because you can't try to outbox an elite level boxer. You can't try to outbox Terence Bud Crawford. That is a game and a chess match that he will lose undoubtedly again and again and again. So at the end of the day, if we're being honest and unbiased, Terence Bud Crawford is a better overall boxer than Errol Spence Jr. Errol Spence Jr.'s resume is suspect, and also the great Roy Jones Jr. has pointed that out. And then aside from that, you see Errol Spence Jr.'s power is overrated. All the boxes are checked for Terence Bud Crawford. Once again, unbiased as always, it's the IBFP. Please share, like, and you must absolutely subscribe.